Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video by PamTen. And in today's session, we'll be analyzing the California wildfires using Python. So this will be a data analysis, data visualization session where we have a data set which would pertain to California wildfires from 2014 to 2024, and we shall be analyzing it. So I have already uploaded the file over here. So this is the name of the file, califire.csv. Now I'll go ahead and import all of the required packages. I would need Pandas for data manipulation. So import Pandas as PD. And I'll also need Seaborn and Matplotlib for visualization. So let me go ahead and also import them. Import Matplotlib from Matplotlib, I'd have to import pyplot, which is a submodule, and I'll give it a name of PLT. And I would also need Seaborn, so I'll say import Seaborn as SNS. So these are the required modules. Now let me go ahead and read the file. So this is a CSV file. So I'll use the read.csv method, which is in the pandas library. And I'll just go ahead and give in the name of the file, which is cali_fire. So let me type in cali_fire.csv over here. And I shall store this in a new object and call it as df. Now, since we have stored this data frame, let's have a glance at the first 5 records of this data frame. So I'll type in df.head, and these are the initial records. So this is what you see over here. So this happened in 2020 in Sonoma County, and this is the area burned. So almost around so this is 14048 acres of land burned, homes destroyed is 763, businesses destroyed 474, estimated financial loss. So you can see over here that there is just one wildfire which happened in Sonoma County that resulted in almost $2,000 million, and the cause of this was lightning. So all of this is pretty scary, isn't it? Now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and visualize some of these interesting patterns in this. Now, before that, what I'd want to do is we have this date column over here. Now, I'd want to separate the month and year from this and create two new columns. So for that, let me go ahead and use the toDateTime method. So df, the name would be date. Let me take in date, and what do I have to do? I'd have to convert this into a date type. To date time. Let me take this, and whatever changes will happen, I'll store it back to the original column. Alright, now we've made the changes. Now what I'd want to do is I'd want to create two new columns. So the first column, I'll call it as year. And from this, I have the date column, df date dot dt dot year. And let me make it capital over here. Similarly, what I'd want to do is I'd want to extract the month from this data frame and create a new column for that as well. So this will be df date, and from this date, I would want to extract the month. Okay, so I would have to change here. I've got the year, and this would be month. Let me run this. Now, let me take in the head method and run it again, and let's see if we've been able to create two new columns. So you would see that we've successfully created two new columns, the year column and the month column. If you look at this particular data frame, we did not have those columns. Now, since I have these two columns, I'd want to see yearly distribution of, let's say, how many of these wildfires occurred. So I'd basically want to know how many wildfires occurred in 2020 or 2022 or 2014 and so on. So for this, let me take in the data frame. I'd actually have to group this with respect to year. So df dot group by. I would have to take in the year column and let me look at the size of this. So this basically tells me that in 2014 there were 13 wildfires, 2015, 9, 2018, 12, 2022, 12, and so on. Now, I can actually go ahead and create a line plot for this so that the visualization will give me more insights. So I have this. Now I can just go ahead and use the plot method, and the type of plot which I want would be a line plot. I'll write in line, and I have to set in marker over here. So marker would just be a circle. Let me just go ahead and show you how the line plot will look like for now. And then we can make some adjustments. So this is how the line plot will look like. Now, let me increase the size of this. So I'll say plt dot figure fig size is equal to, let me keep it 10 and 6 so that the width would increase. Okay, this seems to be better. Let me also add a grid for this. I'll say plt dot grid, and let me add a title, x-axis label, and y-axis label. So I'll say plt dot title yearly distribution of wildfires. Let me give in an x-axis label. So plt dot x label would be year, and plt dot y label, this would just be wildfires. Now let's run this. And here you shall see that we have successfully given a title, a label for the x-axis, and a label to the y-axis. Also, this looks much better. So this gives us a pretty pictorial representation. So we know that in 2014, number of wildfires were 13. Similarly, in 2016, you had 9 wildfires. In 2020 and 2019, you had 8 wildfires. Again, so this would be your year 2021, you had 13 wildfires. Now, this was one visualization. Similarly, what I'd want to know is I would also want to know the acres of land burnt each year. So let's do something for that. Let me again take this same group by from here. And I would also want to group this with respect to this particular column, which is area burned in acres. And let me find out the sum of this. So you would see that in 2014, in total, 292,000 acres of land was burnt. In 2017, you had 67,000 acres of land burnt. In 2022, you had 295,000 acres of land burnt. So that's a lot, doesn't it? Now, again, let me go ahead and make a line plot for this. Let me give in the command plot, and the kind would obviously be line. Let me set in a marker for this. I have to give in the attribute, call it as marker, and then let me also set a color. Let me give in red color for this, and let me show this to you guys. So this is our line plot over here. Let me make some adjustments aesthetically. So this would be plt dot figure, and fig size, I will set it to be 10 and 6 again. Let me go ahead and also add a grid for this. And I will need to give in a title. So plt dot title, this would be yearly distribution of burned land. And then on the x-axis, so this would be plt dot x label. X-axis I shall have year, and on the y-axis, let me see, I will have area burned. So this is our yearly distribution of how the land was burnt. So you will see that in 2014, it's close to around 300,000 acres. In 2017, it's pretty low. This would be around 50,000 acres. Here for 2020, it's around 200,000 acres and so on. So this was it for today's session, where we had analyzed this California wildfire dataset. We had looked at some interesting insights and made some really pretty plots. So thank you very much. If you've enjoyed this video, do hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel, and I'll meet you in the next one. Thank you.